Hi, Cody. Can you hear me?
Hi, yeah, I can.
Okay, excellent. Well, thank you for joining me today.
hmm
So today's interview is going to consist of three different parts. First of all, I'm going to give you a brief a brief overview of iTutor Group.
hmm
I won't go into too many details because I know that you've already done a lot of research yourself, and we've also sort of discussed this extensively offline prior to the interview.
Right.
So, secondly, I'm going to just run over a few interview questions. And thirdly, we're going to go through this demo lesson that you prepared for me. Thank you so much for pulling that up on the screen.
No worries.
Okay, brilliant. So, the company, as you already know, is called iTutor Group. We're one of
hmm
the leading providers of online English education. Our clients range from children to adults who work in businesses.
hmm
Our clients are also generally from East Asia, so we have clients from Japan, Taiwan, China, so a range of different platforms.
hmm
Okay, so in terms of the course material that will be provided to you, we
Okay.
have our own platform which you would kind of log into, and you would see the material and you would teach that, and you're
hmm
able to view that in advance.
Okay.
And the classes are 25-minute classes or 45-minute classes. Usually the 25 minutes are one-on-one classes, and the 45-minute can be one-on-one or group
Okay.
classes.
Excellent.
Okay, brilliant. So let's go straight to those interview questions. First of all, do you just the I know you've sent me a couple of certificates, but just to go over, do you have a degree and do you have a CELTA?
Yes, I have a bachelor's degree and a TEFL degree.
Okay, brilliant. Yeah. And could you tell me a bit more regarding your experience in teaching English online or offline in a school setting?
I have no prior experience teaching English online, but I have been teaching English for the last 3 years. And prior to that, I also worked for a few years in my university's writing center, where we served a lot of university level writing students who were non-native speakers of English. My offline teaching experience has included teaching employees in companies and typically going to their workplaces to teach them for an hour or two. And in addition to that, I also taught in an elementary school for 1 year. And then, like I mentioned before, I also worked in the writing center to tutor students with their writing, basically.
Okay, brilliant. So, why are you interested in teaching online then?
I'd say there are probably two things that are most attractive to me about teaching online. One of them is the flexibility. I like the idea of being able to do some self-scheduling, uh, and in addition, I sort of like the idea of sort of stability. The last 3 years that I've been teaching English, I've been traveling like to people's workplaces, like I mentioned. So it's been a lot of back and forth. And I kind of like the idea of just working in my space,
Yeah,
at least for
definitely.
part
Yeah.
of the time.
Yeah, because that was also one of the big things that attracted me to online teaching because the kind of moving back and forth means that you're super exhausted all the time and you can't dedicate enough energy to the actual teaching part of things.
Yeah.
Okay, brilliant. And so why are you interested more specifically in teaching with iTutor Group?
I liked what you mentioned about your clientele being mostly from East Asia and that sort of thing. I have taught English abroad, and I really enjoy like sort of engaging with people from like different countries or different cultures, like who are living in, their own area and that sort of thing. It was one thing to teach. Non-native English speakers who are at my university in the United States, but it's so different when you're teaching people who are like in their homes or in their home places. And I think I think teaching East Asian students would be a really cool like window into the culture in a way.
Yeah, definitely. Like a lot of the students also, when you kind of prompt them a little bit, they talk a lot about their festivals and their cultures. And I mean, I've
Mhm.
personally definitely learned a lot more than before I started this job. It's great.
Yeah.
Okay, brilliant. And are you interested in teaching both adults and kids? And do you have experience in this?
Yeah, I have experience with both. Uh, for the last 3 years of teaching, I've been teaching adults at their workplaces, as I mentioned. So that's my day to day. And then as far as teaching kids goes, yeah, I had that year of experience at the elementary school
Mm,
where I was teaching in a classroom with three different grades, assisting in classrooms with three different grades as well,
excellent.
and also tutoring one individual student who was like 8 years old who had an advanced level of English because of where he had lived prior to returning
Mm,
home with his parents.
okay,
Yeah.
brilliant, brilliant. Thank you. And so in terms of your schedule, are you able to commit to 10 of our peak hours a week?
Definitely. Yeah. I have
Okay,
a very open schedule right now.
okay, excellent. And I sent you the table and we talked through it and everything in terms of your time zone and stuff. So I think that
Mhm.
we're pretty sorted there. Brilliant.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so what would you do when your junior or adult client is having a hard time focusing on the material?
I think the first thing that I would do is probably make sure that it wasn't simply an issue of misunderstanding. If they were having a hard time focusing just because they didn't understand something, then what I'd want to do is um, uh, to call them back to like sort of well to use check questions for one thing to
Hmm.
make sure that they are understanding the material um, uh, and just to call back attention like to the keywords from the course material and that sort of thing.
Hmm.
um, if it were an issue of just focus. Of course, it would be different with adults or with kids. If it were with an adult, then I'm sort of used to people sort of wanting to talk about something else for a little while, and I'm fine to indulge that as long as it remains constructive, and then to get back into the lesson again using those keywords or questions directly from the slide, something like that. If it's kids, that can sometimes be a little harder.
Hmm.
But again, I think I would use the keywords. So, like, you know, listen to what they're saying with each other or to me that doesn't have to do with the lesson. And then I say, okay, what about, whatever the
Yeah.
lesson is about, that sort of thing.
Okay. Yeah, brilliant. Got it. And what would you do when either your junior or your adult client can't understand the vocab that you're introducing?
Um, I would want to be prepared for that sort of in advance and have backup plans. So what I'd want to do is to make sure that in addition to the printed definitions on the slides, that I had my own synonyms that I could use, my own like uh, meanings like of words, my own definitions that might be a little clearer for them if need be.
Yeah, synonyms are
Uh,
great. Mm.
Mm. If it was a student who just didn't really work all that well with verbal definitions, which I know can happen sometimes, then I would maybe want to have like a picture or a visual aid that I could show them either on the screen or like to actually hold up, and that sort of thing.
Okay, brilliant. Yeah, definitely. I mean, all of those things, visual aids, props, like synonyms, I think that those sound like a good way to do that. Okay, brilliant. So, okay, so those were all the questions from me.
Hmm.
So let's dive straight into that demo lesson.
Okay.
I'm going to pretend to be your student. I'm going to be an absolute beginner, very, very low level adult.
Hmm.
So whenever you're ready.
Okay. Hello.
Hello, teacher.
Hi. My name is Cody. Cody.
Cody.
Hmm.
Cody.
Cody. Yes. Very good. What's your name?
Nafisa.
Nafisa?
Yes, teacher. I'm
Oh,
Nafisa.
All right, very good. Good to meet you. Hmm? Today, we are going to talk about cell phones. Cell phones. Yeah, that's right. Cell phones. Hmm? Cell phones.
Cell phones.
Perfect. Very good. Number one.
3.
So, vocabulary word number one, non-existent. Non-existent. Hmm? Non-existent. Now
No,
you?
non-existent.
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 Very good. Okay. This means something that doesn't exist or isn't there. So,
Not there.
not there.
Not there.
Let's read non-existent. Something,
Non-existent.
and now listen.
Mhm.
Something that is non-existent does not exist at all or is not present in a particular place. Now you?
Something that is non-existent does
Mm-hmm. Non-existent.
non-existent
Very good. Mhm.
does not exist at all or is not present
Mhm.
in
Present.
present in a
Particular.
particular place.
Very good. So, non-existent, not there.
Non-existent,
Mhm.
not there.
Very good. Number two, majority. Majority.
Majority.
Majority.
Majority.
Very good. Very good. This means most people. Most people. So let's read majority. Most of the people or things in a group. Now you?
Most of the people or things in a group. Okay,
Very good.
awesome.
Mhm.
Thank you, Cody.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, no
brilliant.
problem. Okay.
Yep, that was great. That's all I need. Okay,
Okay.
excellent. So, you definitely have to go ahead from me. That was great. I,
Oh,
I,
thank you.
I especially liked like all all the TPR and the kind of slowing it down and all the correcting and everything. That was awesome. So,
Okay,
what's
thank you.
okay? Brilliant. So, what's gonna happen next? I'm gonna put everything together. I'm gonna send it over to our senior recruiter. You'll have to go ahead from me, but it's up to him or her to make the final decision. And
Hmm.
and they will respond to you within the next 5 working days.
Okay,
Do you have any questions for me right now, or if you can't think of anything, you could always write to me afterwards. Or
sure. Yeah, I'll follow up. I'll be in touch.
okay, brilliant. Well, thanks for today, Cody, and
Yes, thank you for your time.
yeah, have a great day. Okay,
Yes, you too. You
see you.
too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.